baby? Are you ready for yoga? She's so cute. Okay. I'm gonna sit on my blanket so you can have your cushion here if you want it. Rapture. All right, you guys, we're in it for 45 minutes. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna do some yoga. Lots of different options going on. So if you want to try something new that you've never tried before, you can do that. Experiment a little bit with your strength or your flexibility, but everything is doable, right? Yeah, so let's come into a comfortable seat at the top of our mats. You might choose to have handy a belt or a strap. You can have one of those, a blanket or a pillow, maybe a block, any props that you like to use during your yoga class, and a water bottle. All right, let's come into a comfortable seat at the top of our mats. Long, tall spine, shoulders back and down, big, deep breath in all the way down to the bottom of your tummy. And all the way out through your nose. Can you make your exhales longer than your inhales? Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. You get it. Keep those deep breaths going on. Maybe engaging your ujjayi breath. What is your ujjayi breath? A little constriction in the back of your throat. A little audibility on the exhale, a little Darth Vader breath going on. Enough audibility that if I were to pass by your yoga mat, not taking social distancing rules into consideration, I would be able to hear your breath on the exhale. Give yourself a little scan from your head to your toes, taking note of all the little places inside of you where you might be holding on to stress or tension or pain or anxiety or any of that pandemic stuff that you're holding in your body. Worry, trepidation. Let's inhale, both arms up into the air, palms facing each other. Exhale, bring it on through. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. Inhale up. Exhale through. This one's different. Inhale up. Exhale, bringing the right hand to the left knee and the left arm behind you. Twist it open, looking over your left shoulder. Twisting from the core, twisting from the shoulders. And continuing those deep, steady breaths. Inhale, both arms up into the air. Exhale, bringing your left hand to your right knee and your right arm behind you. Twisting open, looking over your right shoulder. Twisting from the core, twisting from the shoulders. Inhale, both arms up into the air. Exhale, bring it on through. With your hands on your knees, just making some big circles with your torso, grounding down through those sit bones, and just waking up the hips, waking up the lower back. You know, we all, not not all, but we have a tendency to carry around a lot of stress and tension in that area. Let's switch directions. Keep the balance, you know. And coming back up into a tall, comfortable seat. Let's come onto our hands and our knees into a tabletop position. Palms flat, fingers spread out wide. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Elbow creases pointed forward. Inhale, looking up at the sky, up at the ceiling, pressing your belly button down into the mat. Exhale, tucking your chin, arching your spine, pressing down through your shoulders and the palms of your hands. Inhale, looking up at the ceiling, lifting from the chest. Pressing your belly button down into the mat. Exhale, tucking your chin, arching your spine like a Halloween cat, pressing down through your shoulders and the palms of your hands. Coming back into neutral and looking over your right shoulder like you had a tail back there. Let your hips fall down towards the right. I think I just got my lefts and rights mixed up again. It's okay. It doesn't matter. We're going to do both sides. Bring it back around into center. Other side, looking over your shoulder. Let your hips fall down to the other side. Big, deep breath. Seal it in with a breath. Waking up the spine in all directions. Coming back into your tabletop position. Right arm comes up into the air. Rotate that wrist. Wiggle those fingers. Threading the needle. Bringing it down through. And resting the weight of your shoulder down onto the mat. Big, deep breath. Option to pick up that left hand and bring it around to the small of your back. If you're doing that, twist your chest open towards the ceiling. One more breath. Bringing that left hand back down. Inhale, right arm up into the air. Rotate that wrist and wiggle those fingers. Bringing it back down to the earth. Tabletop position. All right, other side. Left arm comes up into the air. Rotate the wrist. Wiggle the fingers. On the exhale, bring it down. Thread the needle. Dropping your shoulder down on the mat. The weight of your body resting down on that shoulder. Take a breath. Option to pick up the right hand and just rest it on the small of your back. And if you're doing that, twist your chest open towards the ceiling. You will feel this in your left shoulder. Breathe. Bringing the right hand back down to the earth. Inhale to rise. Rotate that left hand. Wiggle those fingers. Bring it back down to the earth. Tucking your toes. Lifting your hips, pressing them up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths, so take your time, bending one knee and then the other, opening it up. Sometimes like noisy stuff happens out on the street and I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. I don't know what that was, but it was really noisy. Wiggling your hips. Let the muscles in your neck and your shoulders relax. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. Right leg comes up into the air, swinging it through, replacing the right hand with that right foot. Drop that left knee down to the earth. Inhale to rise. Little tiny back bend, lifting from the chest. Cactus arms come out to the side, shoulder blades together behind you, lifting from the chest. Hips are coming forward and down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, open up to the right. Right arm reaching to the back, left arm reaching to the front. Inhale, back up to center, other side. Exhale, open up to the left. Left arm reaching to the back, right arm reaching to the front. Hips are still coming forward and down. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, both hands down on the inside of this left foot. Right foot. Woo! We're going to keep our left hand flat, fingers spread out wide, twist it open with the right. Beautiful. Shoulders stacked on top of each other. Big full breath, palm facing away from your body. Beautiful. On the exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Tucking those toes behind you, lifting those hips, stepping back into downward facing dog. Big full breath. We're here for, let's take 2 breaths. Feeling a little bit different on both sides. Give your hips a little wiggle. Left leg comes up, 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 up into the air. Swinging it through, replacing the left hand with the left foot. Dropping that right knee down to the earth. Take your time, find your balance. Inhale to rise. Little tiny back bend. That left knee is directly over your left ankle. Hips are coming forward and down. Lifting from the chest. Little tiny back bend. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a lot. Honestly, sometimes lifting from the chest in itself is enough because we spend so much time crunched forward, texting on our computers, on our screens, that just the act of opening our chest and lifting, that in itself is a challenge, right? Okay, cactus arms out to the side. Big full breath. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, open up to the right. Right arm reaching to the back, left arm reaching to the front. Hips are still going forward and down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, open up to the left. Left arm reaching to the front, right arm reaching. Left arm reaching to the back, left arm reaching to the front. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, both hands down on the inside of this left foot. Now take a moment. Let the pose do the work for you. Hips are still coming forward and down. Arm bones are stacked on top of those flat palms. We're going to keep the right hand flat, fingers spread out wide. Open it up with the left. Shoulders stacked on top of each other. Hips coming forward and down. Big full breath. On the exhale, bring it back down. Tucking those toes, lifting those hips, stepping back once more into downward facing dog. We're here for a couple of breaths. Let your head hang, pressing your chest towards your thighs, pulling your belly button into the back of your spine. You'll find your hips will reach an inch, a centimeter, a millimeter more up to the sky. Send those hips up, 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 up. Coming into plank. Hold the plank just for a breath. Lowering down, elbows tucked in close to your body, lowering all the way down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Backs of your feet pressed against the mat, thighs lifted. tucking your toes, lifting your hips, bringing it back, downward facing dog. Coming back into plank. All right, we're going to do some strength here. Dropping down onto the forearms. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back up into plank. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Drop it back down onto the forearms. 2, 3. Bring it back up into plank. 1, 2, 3. Booty goes up, downward facing dog. Woo! Big full breath. Looking up at your hands. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale halfway, long straight spine. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. Beautiful. Whoop. Big step back with the right foot. Turning that right foot out at a 45-degree angle. Left arm comes in front, right arm behind. Reach, reach, reaching forward. Dropping the back of your hand to the inside of your ankle. Trikonasana. Right arm goes up to the sky. Palm facing out, shoulders stacked on top of each other. Breathe. Looking down at your foot, finding your balance. Inhale to rise, turning open to the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into your variation of the fold. You can use blocks or pillows. Maybe your palms are flat on the floor, arm bones stacked on top of each other. Let the muscles in your neck and your head relax. Maybe coming down onto your forearms, maybe coming down onto the crown of your head. Some days I can go down onto the crown of my head. Today's not one of those days. Be where you are at. Not all days are created equal. Big full breaths. With every inhale, rising up a little tiny bit, creating space. And with every exhale, moving into the space that your body is creating. Let's take one more deep breath. Inhale to rise. Tall and strong, turning towards the back of your mat, just rotating that right foot so the toes are pointed forward. Left foot, toes are pointed at a 45-degree angle. Trikonasana on the other side. Right arm in front, left arm behind, kicking that left booty out, just kick it out. Maximum sass. Reach, reach, reaching forward, dropping the back of your hand to the inside of your ankle. Right arm goes up into the sky. Palm facing away from your body. Deep, full breath. Maybe gazing up at that hand, shoulders stacked on top of each other. One more breath. Looking down at your foot, finding your balance. Inhale to rise. Turning back towards the open edge of your mat. Bending your right knee and coming down into a side squat on your right side. Now, grounding down through the left heel, pulling those toes in towards your face. Now, on this squatting side, you might be up on the balls of your feet, or you might find your foot flat on the earth. And really, again, every day is different. Like, you never know what you're gonna get, really. So I'm trying to put my foot flat, but it's not really working for me today. Wherever you are, find your sweet spot and go with it. Maybe experimenting with the balance. Find your drishti, a little place where you can rest your gaze in stillness. If your hands are up, bringing them back down to the earth, we're gonna crawl over to the other side, bending that left knee, coming down into a squat on the left side. Grounding down through that right heel, pulling the toes in towards your face. Take a breath, moving slowly with great intention. Maybe playing with the balance. Find your drishti. If your hands are up, bring them back down to the earth. Coming back up into center. Inhale to rise. We're not quite done yet. If you have your belt or your strap and you want to use it here, you can. So just fold it in half and grab onto it behind you. If you don't have a belt or a strap, just grab your hands together behind you, okay? Inhale, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the neck. Exhale, forward fold, allowing your shoulders to waterfall over your head. Now, if you're holding a belt or a strap, what that's doing for you, it's just allowing your shoulders to open up a little more so that you can drop them a little bit further into your forward fold. If you're just using your hands and you have really tight shoulders, this might actually be very uncomfortable for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to find that place of discomfort where it becomes painful or it becomes hard to breathe. And then take it back a notch from there and hang out in this place right before it starts to hurt, right before it starts to hurt. And that might not be sort of like, that might not be the place that you think that you should be at, but it is the place where you are at. You know, and it's really important to honor the body here. It's really important to honor the place where we are at. I'm just going to drop my belt so that I can honor the place where I'm at. And I have really tight shoulders. So as you can see, it's not very far, you know, but this is where I'm at. And if it's tough to breathe, I'm just going to take it back a notch. I'm going to drop my arms. Let's all drop our arms. Inhale to rise, bringing it back up, tall and strong, turning towards the front of the mat. Big step forward. Shake it out. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale all the way down to the earth. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Right leg comes up into the air, swinging it through, dropping that right shin to the front of your mat. We're coming into pigeon. So there's a lot going on here. Let's use our left toes just to straighten out our left leg behind us. So your right shin in front of you. It can be more parallel to the front of the mat, or your heel might be closer to your groin. And to be honest with you, most of us will have our heel closer to our groin because that's just realistic. Hips are squared to the front of the room. Hips are squared to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, lifting from the chest. We're going to take a couple of breaths here in the proud pigeon. And you're going to find that it's more targeting the outside area here of your right hip, almost into your lower back. Let's take one more deep breath. And on the exhale, lowering down onto your forearms, onto your blanket or your pillow, or right down flat onto your mat. Let your hips sink down deeply into the earth. With every exhale, allow your hips to sink a little bit deeper. We're going to hang out here for 5 deep yogi breaths. And a yogi breath is like the length of 3 regular breaths, which means get comfortable. This is a deep hip opener. Two more deep breaths. On the inhale, starting to rise back up. Proud pigeon hanging out here just for a moment. Now, instead of tucking your toes and going back into downward facing dog, let's just swing that left leg around to the front. And the reason why is because we want to maintain that relaxation that we're cultivating here right now. So now your legs are crossed at the front of the mat and you're going to swing your right leg behind you. Just switching sides. So using your toes of your right foot, make that right leg straight out behind you. Left leg in front. Finding a similar position on this side that you found on the other side. Hips are squared to the front of the mat. Palms flat, proud pigeon. Inhale, lifting from the chest. Big full breaths. Exhale, longer than the inhale. Beautiful. One more deep breath. And on the exhale, starting to find your way down onto your forearms, onto your pillow, onto your blanket, maybe just flat on the mat. Keeping those hips squared to the front. We're here for 5 deep yogi breaths. Let your hips hang down low. Let them be heavy. With every exhale, becoming more heavy. Two more deep breaths. On the inhale, coming up to rise. And swinging that right leg around to the front, maintaining that relaxation that we are cultivating. Big V. Your V can be as close or as far as you like. Inhale, arms up into the air, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding down through your heels, pulling those toes in towards your face. Big full breath. Inhale to rise. Coming back up, tall and strong. Let's bring those feet together in front of us, soul to soul. As close or as far from your body as you like. Now, if you're somebody who has lower back pain or sciatica going on, the farther apart you bring your feet here, you're going to target those muscles and give them a little bit of exercise, a little bit of action, and that's really good for you, you know? Now, by bringing our feet closer to our groin, instead of targeting the back of our body, we're targeting the front of our body, which is our psoas muscles. And and there's like a lot of emotional stuff that we hold on to in that area too. And it's not uncommon during a yoga class, especially at the end during Shavasana. After all of that activity, release, letting go, heavy breathing and moving and sweating, to have feelings and to have emotions. That's what yoga does, right? Body, mind, and soul. I'm telling you guys, it's a magic, for real. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Give your toes a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And whatever happens to be coming up for you, allow it. Let it come. Your feelings are valid, especially now in these pandemic times. You feel frustrated? That's valid. Be frustrated. You feel angry? That's valid. Be angry. In a healthy way, right? You feel sad? Allow it. Cry. Allow yourself to cry. It feels good, man. It does. Okay, let's extend the right leg out, pulling the left leg in. Turning your torso towards that foot like it's a bullseye. One shoulder on either side of your bullseye. Inhale, arms up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for your shin, reaching for your foot, your toes, whatever you got. Keep those shoulders balanced. Keep them in line with each other, right? Straight across with the shoulders. Big full breath. Inhale, making space, lengthening. Exhale, chest to toes. Inhale, rise. Bring it back up. Left hand comes beside that left hip. Point those toes, point those fingers away from your body. Right arm comes up and over. We're going to roll over the right knee, ground, left knee, ground down through the right foot. Big stretch. Opening your chest to the ceiling, to the sky. One more breath. Exhale, bring it down to the earth. Other side. Left leg comes out, right leg goes in. Turning your torso towards that foot like it's a bullseye. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for that shin, your ankle, your foot, your toes, whatever you got. Chest to toes. Checking in with your shoulders, making sure they're in line with each other. Big, full breaths. Inhale, lengthen up. Right hand comes beside the right hip. Point those fingers away from your body. Left arm comes up and over. We're going to roll over the right knee. Lift those hips up to the sky. Left foot grounding down onto the earth. That foot flat on the earth. Lift those hips. Lift them, lift them, lift them. Opening your chest towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Crossing your legs in front of you. Arms out, palms facing down. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. We're going to crisscross right over left, right above your elbows. Bending the elbows, bringing the backs of your hands together. If that feels juicy, you might wind it up, bringing your palms together. Lift those elbows up right in front of your face. Give them a gentle push outwards. So your elbows are coming up and out. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Big, full breath into the shoulders. Maybe gazing down at the little triangle in between your elbows and your chest. Gently release, let it go, let it go. Give your shoulders a roll. One way, the other way. All right, other side, palms facing down. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. This time we go left over right, above the elbows. Bending the elbows, bringing the backs of your hands together. Maybe winding it up and bringing your palms together. Lifting the elbows up in front of your face, giving them a gentle push outwards. Elbows going up and out, shoulders going down. Big Ujjayi breaths. One more breath. Gently release. Let it all go. Dropping your right ear to your right shoulder, lengthening through the left side of your neck. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Experiment with the angle of your chin. You know, like we all carry our stuff in different ways. Find the sweet spot that works for you. And just allow yourself to have a couple of breaths here, lengthening, opening your side neck here. Big breathing. That's the key. That's the trick. The key is the breath. Now let's bring our right hand up and add a little bit of weight. Now that we've had the opportunity to open it up, maybe changing the angle, changing the tilt. Gently release, let it go. Give your shoulders a roll. Let's do the other side. Dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Let the right side of your neck lengthen and open. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. Big full breath. Give your body time to open up. Don't add the weight here yet. Don't add your hand. Give it time to open with the breath. Don't rush. Give yourself the time that you need to open, to learn, to know. Like, you don't go to university right away. Like, you got to go to kindergarten and grade 1 and grade 2, right? Like, things take time. Maybe not that much time, but time. All right, picking up the left hand. Now add a little bit of weight. Maybe change the angle, maybe change the tilt. Big full breaths. Gently release, let it go. Give your shoulders a roll. Now, let's look over your left shoulder. Take a deep breath over here. On the exhale, tucking your chin, rolling your neck down across your chest, slowly moving up the other side. Beautiful. Long, straight spine, shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath over here. You know, let's take 2 deep breaths over here. We're not in a rush. No. On the exhale, tucking your chin, rolling down, slowly moving across your chest, and coming up the other side. Beautiful. Beautiful, mindful movements. Inhale, both arms up into the air. Palms facing each other. Take a moment here. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Big full breaths. Exhales longer than your inhales. Take a moment looking at that space in between your hands like you're holding the whole entire universe here. One more breath. Exhale, bring it on down to center. At the end of class, we find ourselves right where we started, back at the beginning. This is the cycle of our practice, of our day, and of our week. And I want to thank each and every one of you beautiful, amazing human beings for coming out to join me in my living room to do yoga, because it's so good for you. And remember, if you have feelings, feel them, because if you don't, you're going to feel them later and they're going to be more intense. So just do it now. Namaste. Love you.